Have you ever stopped to wonder what happens to your soul while you sleep? It sounds like a simple question, but what if I told you that the moments before sleep are a silent portal and an extremely powerful one that can connect you with the brightest forces of the universe or with the darkest? Most people live on autopilot, ignoring the truth that their final thoughts before sleep shape their energetic field. And even more than that, the invisible currents they plug into. Imagine going to sleep angry, guilty, envious, or even craving revenge. Seems harmless, right? After all, it's just a thought. But here's the hidden truth. In these states, your soul detaches from rational consciousness and dives into a collective ocean where similar souls meet and influence each other. We are all connected by invisible threads of energy, and those spiritual ties, even unconscious, grow stronger in the darkness of night when the ego sleeps, but the essence remains awake. In today's video, we're revealing a rarely spoken secret: the solidarity in darkness, and how seemingly innocent negative thoughts can connect you to destructive spiritual forces, blocking your prosperity, weakening your energetic field, and pulling you away from true light. If you're seeking spiritual awakening, freedom from toxic patterns, and the power to transform your life, stay with me until the end. This knowledge may change not just your nights, but your entire destiny. Leave a like and comment below. Before I sleep, I choose the light. Subscribe to Mystic Authority, and let's dive deep into this awakening. During sleep, something mysterious and powerful takes place. The soul partially detaches from the physical body. It doesn't vanish, it doesn't fade, but it shifts, as if diving temporarily into a more subtle dimension, where the laws of matter weaken and spiritual laws intensify. It's as if the soul leaves the small room where you're sleeping and enters a vast collective hall where other souls wander, connect, and influence each other. And here lies a secret, a powerful one, known by few. The quality of your thoughts before falling asleep determines the spiritual ocean your soul will swim in. If you fall asleep in peace, with gratitude, with faith, your soul bathes in light, in healing, in wisdom. But if you fall asleep replaying resentment, envy, judgment, or dark thoughts, you connect, without even realizing, to souls in turmoil, and even to entities vibrating in pain, illusion, and destruction. Sleep is not just rest. It is an energetic field of exchange, and each night is an invisible crossing. You can cross the sleep portal to uplift your soul, or to contaminate it. That's why spiritual practice before bed is sacred. Praying, meditating, forgiving, thanking, reading something uplifting. None of it is just self-help. It is real energetic protection, a choice that determines the frequency your soul will resonate with while your body rests. So think about it. Maybe the nightmares, the morning anxiety, the unexplained exhaustion, or even the stagnation in your life aren't random, but rather reflections of the spiritual companions your soul has been meeting night after night without your awareness. Sleep is a mirror of your inner world. Taking care of your final thoughts each day is a spiritual hygiene just as vital as brushing your teeth. Not many people realize it, but negativity is contagious. And I'm not just talking about heavy environments or toxic people. I'm talking about invisible layers of energy that circulate on the spiritual plane, especially during the night. When someone falls asleep with destructive thoughts, it's not only their own soul that suffers. Those thoughts feed into a collective field, like tiny drops of poison spilling into a spiritual river we all share. This river is real. It flows through the subtle field of collective consciousness. And when many souls go to sleep in anger, in fear, in greed, or in lies, that river darkens. And those who vibrate in these frequencies end up attracting each other unconsciously, like magnets recognizing themselves in the shadows. This is the core of what we call solidarity in evil. It's not that people consciously choose to be part of it, but when they stop guarding their thoughts, when they allow emotional toxins to fill the mind before sleep, they connect to a spiritual web that feeds suffering and keeps it alive. Think of it like an infectious field. If you go to sleep with your soul exposed, without energetic protection, burdened by resentment or guilt, you become vulnerable to spiritual contamination, not as punishment, but by resonance. The night is fertile. It is a sacred soil. Whatever you plant, a prayer, a desire, a resentment, or a wound, will grow. But what grows depends on the seed, and what you harvest depends on your awareness. So understand, sleeping with lightness, with a clear conscience, with noble feelings, is not a spiritual luxury. It's a vital necessity. It's what keeps you out of the dark sea where the infections of the wicked flow, and places you under the light that heals, renews, and inspires. As they say, those who sleep with chaos wake up with a wounded soul, but those who sleep with light awaken with clarity, strength, and purpose. There is a silent yet extremely powerful force operating at all times. It's called the law of spiritual affinity. Whether you believe in it or not, it's always at work, connecting similar thoughts, attracting like-minded souls, and magnetizing experiences based on the frequency you emit. Have you ever noticed that when you're in a negative state, you seem to attract even more problems, difficult people, bad news, unexpected setbacks? That's not a coincidence. It's your spiritual magnetic field resonating with similar echoes in the universe. And most alarming of all, this intensifies at night. During sleep, your soul becomes untethered. It drifts freely, emitting and receiving impulses from other consciousnesses vibrating at the same frequency. If you go to sleep carrying kindness, gratitude, and compassion, you align with souls that resonate with those same values. But if you lie down filled with anger, criticism, or envy, you magnetize their spiritual equivalents. These are not metaphors. These are subtle realities with deep effects. An envious soul draws others who live in envy. A bitter heart calls out to other wounded, reactive hearts. An anxious mind tunes into thought forms that amplify its unrest. And what happens next? You wake up exhausted, mentally confused, making strange decisions, disconnected from your path, caught in loops of self-sabotage, all because of a spiritual alignment that happened during sleep, invisible but real. But here's the good news. The opposite is also true. Those who choose good thoughts, those who forgive before sleep, those who bless the day that passed, attract spiritual guides, receive gentle inspiration, and awaken with clarity and elevated emotions. The spiritual world responds to your vibration, and during sleep, when your rational mind is at rest, that response becomes immediate and precise. So I ask you, what are you attracting while you sleep? Who is your soul connecting with when your eyes close? This is not a rhetorical question. It may define your emotional health, your relationships, your prosperity, and your spiritual destiny. The life you're living right now is not shaped only by your visible actions. It is, for the most part, sculpted by your invisible choices, the ones you make in silence, in the backstage of your soul, especially when no one is watching or when everyone else is asleep. Many believe that thinking something negative is harmless since it wasn't spoken aloud. But in the spiritual realm, there are no secrets, no disguises. What you feel, desire, or silently nurture vibrates. And what vibrates creates forms, attracts presences, shapes realities. This is why so much pain is perpetuated in the world, not because most people choose evil consciously, but because they fail to see that they're cooperating with it passively every time they don't watch their thoughts. When you go to sleep feeding hatred, judgments, selfishness, or the desire to harm someone, you become a link in a shadowy spiritual chain, even if you never say a word or take a single action. And the saddest part, these forces, once fed, gain strength and manifest into real situations in the physical world. Social injustice, violence, inequality often aren't born from a tyrant's direct actions, but from the energetic and spiritual omission of thousands who in sleep dream of vengeance, greed, punishment. This is the true solidarity in evil, not a verbal pact, but an unconscious vibrational agreement, sealed every night by souls who fail to care for what they carry within. On the other hand, every person who silently chooses the good becomes a beacon of light, influencing other souls. A single prayer before sleep can save someone from a spiritual nightmare. A thought of forgiveness can dissolve a chain of anger that would have struck someone else. A feeling of gratitude can open doors for someone who was about to give up. Goodness is also contagious, and its light spreads silently. So never underestimate what you feel. You are creating every day the world you live in, and each night is a chance to regenerate, to align, and to collaborate with the spiritual plan of light or of darkness. Now that you understand the spiritual dimension of sleep, the depth of invisible connections, and the silent impact of your emotions, let me ask you one simple question. What kind of force do you want to align with every night? True spirituality isn't found only in temples, books, or elaborate rituals. It begins with simple, intimate choices, like deciding what you feed your soul with before falling asleep. Remember, every thought is a prayer, every emotion is a seed, every night is a fertile field. You can keep sleeping in darkness, connected to forces that drain your light, or you can turn your nights into sacred portals of healing, protection, and spiritual expansion. Here's a small nighttime ritual that could change your life. Turn off the lights and take 3 deep breaths. Close your eyes and visualize a golden light surrounding your entire body. Then silently repeat, I release all negative energy. I choose to align with light, love, and truth. Give thanks for 3 things that happened today. Send a loving thought to someone in need, even if that someone is yourself. That's it. You just protected your soul and contributed to the light of the world. If this message touched you, like this video now, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and comment below. From today on, I sleep in light. And if you haven't yet, subscribe to Mystic Authority. Here we awaken together with awareness, love, and purpose. Good night, good soul, and may the light be with you, even as you dream.